Hi, this is Lisa from Living Arts, and we're here talking to Kath Duncan, who has recently come back from a fantastic trip to Washington where she attended some kind of forum. Kath, it's got a really long name. Tell us more about it.
Well, it was called an International Convening of Thought Leaders in Theatre, Dance, Performance, Disability, and Education, Disability and Inclusion. And it was run by the Kennedy Centre, which is based in Washington, D.C., and VSA Arts, which used to be called Very Special Arts, and was sort of like the Arts Access of the US, but they're now just called VSA Arts because they've kind of dropped that special thing, I think.
Yeah.
So it was sort of organised by them, but it was about just over 50 people from around the world to come together to talk about those areas.
Okay, and what kind of areas did you talk about, like the topics and...
Well, it was huge, really.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really about... As I talk, because the woman who ran it, her name's Betty Siegel, and she's in charge of some programming section within the Kennedy Centre there. And what she was saying was that she felt that she needed some direction for where they should go with arts and disability over the next 5 years. And so they decided to bring in people from around the world. And when I say around the world, it was really the US, the UK, there were 5 Aussies, Japan, Thailand, Mexico, Guatemala, and parts of Europe, Sweden, Germany, France, Belgium, Italy. I think that just sort of wraps it up. And I think the reason that we were there was really to work out strategies for how we could work globally in this area, how we could better support each other's work, and what the work was. And there were lots of other questions besides.
Right. So highlights for you. What was the real best part of the whole trip?
Well,
or the conference, really.
The trip was pretty good too. But the second day, I mean, I could say it's a lot of the talky stuff because we did a hell of a lot of talking, and particularly about what were key concerns for the industries. But the highlight was really doing the workshops, because on the second day you could split into different workshop groups, and there was sort of so you could do dance things, you could do theatre things. I opted for the theatre things, and within them you could do deaf theatre, and I decided to do that because I've never really done it. So I ended up working with this amazing performer with an African background, grew up in the UK, now lives in Sweden and works with something, I can't remember the name of her theatre company, but it's mainly with deaf performers. And she got us to do, she'd written this poem that was a very sort of powerful poem, and we were working in Swedish, French, Mexican, and American Sign Language, sort of like a sign language choir. So there's about sort of 20 of us on that poem, and we each got a different part of the poem. So I learnt to do this, check this is the Swedish sign for lightning, goes like this. Like that. I thought that was great. Anyway, so we get and sort of about being sailors lost at sea and the storms coming, and storm in Swedish Sign Language was this thing that was like this, and it got really big and la la. And it was just fabulous to work with this group of people doing stuff I had no idea really, and having to get it really quickly so we could all perform. That was totally tops.
Good. And I'm particularly interested in the way different cultures view disability. Did you notice anything like, I know you travelled over to America. I know I went to America a number of years ago and was just really surprised at the way the culture is different. So I'm just curious as to how you found the cultural attitudes toward disability.
Well, I think probably, as you found, we as disabled people, we're kind of a bit more normal in the States than we are in our own country in a way. Yeah. Whether there's more of us or something, or I don't know, I didn't feel as weird virtually everywhere I went, and I sort of got treated like a person, which is always really good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not talking so much about the conference, but just in general, just sort of wandering around. But at the conference, it's interesting. As usual, I noticed that although we were all there because the Kennedy Centre had paid for our airfare and accommodation, that there were at least a number of artistic directors from theatre companies throughout the world who are mainly working with people with learning disabilities, who sent along just the artistic director, a non-disabled person, without sending along any of their performers as well. This is where it's at. This is what people are talking about. This is so obvious we're all talking about. So what are we going to do about it?
Yeah. And it's not horrifying when you look at it from the point of view of what are we going to do about it? So we can open up and have that conversation, and yeah, that sounds fabulous. Well, thank you, Kath.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.